I've got one of the CrossFire Pros, and one thing I looked at early on was the drains. They stick up from the table and you can't drain your water out easily. So you have to use a squeegee or something to move the water along. Well, I saw a guy in a video that did this, but didn't tell you what size to use and all that kind of thing. You can figure it out, but we'll give a little more detail here. You can see here, it sits up quite a ways for it to be a drain. And you can see I've got it tightened down so tight, trying to get it down, that I squeezed the rubber out around the edges. The setup to this isn't real cheap, but you can get a little press here. Multiple things you can do with it as far as future use. Here's one of your dimple dies, and we're going to take that angle, put it right in here, and pull that down so that the drain will suck right down in there. So I'm using the standard hole that was in the pan already, and just using a 1-inch beveled dimple die. The thing you have to do is make sure this is centered as much as possible. There's not much play in there, but try to get it centered as much as you can when you get it ready to go. And then I'll come up from the bottom, put the other half on with the tightening nut. Okay, a few pumps here. You see it just going to suck it right down in there tight next to it. And we'll release it. It's back loose again. Let me take it apart. Hope it's straight. There we go. We have a nice little round recessed area here. The drain will suck right down in there. This also, if you don't know what dimple dies can do, you could drill holes and release in something you're building that's on thinner metal. Put holes in it to reduce the weight, and then you can put dimples in it that'll keep it from being so flexible, and it'll actually strengthen it. Now you can see how recessed this is and how it's nice and smooth across there. No issues at all. The water and the sediment will just drain right out of there. Well, it doesn't look pretty the first time you do it. Yeah, you can see we're kind of off here, off center, everything. I drilled the pilot hole too big, and I couldn't keep it centered to get the flange in there. Whereas this one was mo better. Much better. Practice makes perfect. The setup I've got. Have a great son bought me this for Christmas, the hydraulic knockout punch kit, and then I went online and from Timco and bought the same dies that match it. Been told you can use some kind of setup like this with nuts and bolts with dimple dies and tighten it down tight, hammer even, and just something to make it so that drain is flat and level. And just to show you, here's what the kit looks like. It'll cost you several $100s for that, a couple hundred. I think I got it for $299 on Amazon, but it goes clear up to 2.5 inch dimple dies, and I guess you could use it on a press or anything like that. Anywhere from 3 1/4 clear up to 2.5 inch. I bought the whole kit. You can buy one at a time from different places. You can buy sets of 3. You can get pretty much whatever you want on these. And these are the Timco brand. And believe me, you don't want to pay postage on this. Fortunately, they had free postage for me, because this thing weighs a ton. Ain't nobody gonna steal it off your front porch very easily. And then here is the knockout punch I got. You can see it goes clear up to 2 inch, all the way down. There's your spacer. These are your spacers. That's your nuts in there. We'll get these for I don't know, about $100 plus or minus. Harbor Freight Tools has one a little bit cheaper. Not sure if it'll last longer, or if you're just using it around the house though. Harbor Freight's really good.